Molly from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Tuesday, November 9th. So today we do have the moon moving out of that very low and slow, somber, futuristic, and productivity focused energy of Capricorn. And we are going to make the transition into Aquarian energy. So the moon goes void, of course, around 1 to 2 p.m., depending on where it is that you're at in the world. Again, I'm Atlantic Standard Time. And we will be locking into that Aquarian energy around 11 p.m. So we do get the bulk of the afternoon a little bit shaky, a little bit unstable, a little bit unfocused. However, anytime that we transition from Capricorn energy into Aquarian energy, there's a lightness, there's a fluffiness, there's a positivity coming back. We gain clarity. We gain a little bit more independence. We recognize where the blockages and obstacles are, and we kind of align to a new vision, a new purpose, a new goal to free ourselves from those restrictions. So we're not going to get a whole lot of time, or waking time, I should say, with the moon in Aquarius, but it is setting us up for some beautiful energy over the next couple of days. We have 9 different aspects taking place here today. 8 of them involve the moon. This does kind of tell us that we are working very hard to not only stabilize our emotions, not only align with our intuition, but now, like I said, this week, if you haven't listened to the ascension forecast, this week is about getting the heart and the head in alignment, positioned correctly for this 11/11 portal coming up in a couple of days, so that we can get zapped with this alignment energy, locking it in, getting us on the same page, on the same frequency, on the same vibration. So the only other aspect taking place here today other than the moon is one with Mercury. And what does that scream? Well, it screams our heart and our head. So here we go, trying to re-edit, recalibrate, reorganize, restructure our thoughts and our feelings in order to get on the same page. The moon, while still in Capricorn energy, sextiles with the sun. The sun is in Scorpio, illuminating where it is that the deep purge, the deep release is now over, where we're trying to renew, rebirth, regenerate ourselves in this transformational period that we know we have to make. We have a huge spotlight on our emotions, on where it is that we have to focus in on the what we have control over right now, recognizing where it is in our long-term plans we can make actions right now to align with that vision and that dream and that goal. The moon is going to go ahead and bump into Mercury. And again, this is a beautiful opportunity for us to get our heart and our head that much closer in alignment, because the moon in Capricorn with Mercury at this time just wants to kind of blend our emotions, our intuition with the lower intellect, with our logic, with our practicality. We are going to speak out on some of the aha moments that we've been having, some of these revelations that we're currently kind of processing. And then the moon is going to go ahead and bump into Mars, which kind of suggests that, yes, our intuition is strong. We have Mercury and the sun and Scorpio, and Mars in Scorpio. They're all powerful players here, and they're trying to kind of bump us up to get a new will, a new discipline, a new focus, a new passion, a new desire to not only stabilize our current situation, but to get us on the right path of actually being able to take action, make a step forward in the path of aligning with our visions and our dreams. Now, Mercury is going to go ahead and bump into Neptune. And Neptune, of course, is retrograde in his place of power in Piscean energy. So Mercury, of course, in Scorpio, water energy. Neptune in Pisces, water energy. What does water do? It transforms us. It cleanses us. It gives us life. It processes the energy and the information throughout our bodies. So Mercury, of course, the ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information. Yeah, we're having some serious aha moments here. But this particular aspect between these two, it means that we're perceiving situations, especially with the new information coming in, not from the most practical point of view. We are typically overly optimistic, and that's not a bad thing because we have been down in the dumps for a while, so it's not a bad thing to be positive. But to be this overly optimistic is kind of setting us up for a little bit of disappointment. We're not really focused on the details. We're more focused on the feelings, the gut feelings that we're having. We feel like a shift is coming. We might not have the absolute details put in place right now to see that situation kind of unfold, but we feel it in our gut. We feel it in our soul. We feel it in our heart space. And so, we're definitely mentally wired to be trying to problem solve and analyze, because that's what this Scorpio energy does for us. But it's almost like we went too far. Now we're kind of looking at our situation. We're looking at the possibilities of what could be in an overinflated perception, which could particularly set us up for a little bit of a downfall, a little bit of a disappointment in the days to come. Now, the moon is going to sextile Neptune as well. And this is really getting our emotions aligned with this, mental perspective, with these ideas, with this vision. Again, another attempt to get our heart and our head on the same page here. And you know what? The vibe is good. We're free flowing here. We're trying to ride this optimistic, confident wave for as long as it's going to last. And our intuition is very strong. Our vision is very strong. We are getting little clips of premonitions, of futuristic visions. We have the feeling now to back it up. And of course, as you know, you need to have an idea. It needs to be emotionally charged in order for it to actually physically manifest in our lives. So we're putting the pieces together. We're almost there. Now, the moon is going to bump into Jupiter, and this is going to be a little bit of a step back because, again, we're overly excited. We're overly optimistic. Jupiter, the great magnifier, wants us to grow and expand, and we're definitely doing that. But now we're almost biting off more than we can chew. Now it's an overdeveloped dream. Now it's unrealistic in all its forms. And we're so focused on what it is that we want more of that, again, now we're setting ourselves up for a little bit of a funk, a little bit of a disappointment, because we're now like, oh my goodness, how long is this going to take? Recognizing now that we're sitting in this space of scarcity, of lack of, and wondering how long it's going to take to actually align with the visions and the dreams that will grant us the quote unquote more that we're looking for. The moon is going to go ahead and come up to sit next to Pluto, who was also in Capricorn. This is really a good thing for us. It does bring us back down to earth a little bit. We are being a little bit more realistic. We're very resourceful. We're very ambitious. We recognize where it is that we got a little bit too fancy free with imaginary land. We pull the reins back a bit. We're coming back into this present moment. We're recognizing where it is that these dreams, these visions are still possible. But we have to be a little bit more realistic on our expectations, especially on the process and how it is that we're going to get there. Kind of a reality check of saying, not going to happen all overnight. And we're okay with that because this moon in Capricorn, that Capricorn energy, wants us to think long term. So the moon goes ahead and bumps into Chiron and really helps with these wounds that we've been sitting in for far too long, to be honest with you. The fears, the insecurities, all this fear that these darker force energies are trying to speak into our visions, our dreams, our goals. This is kind of like a realization of, you know what, I did get a little bit out of line there. I did kind of inflate the dreams and the expectations of the future. I did recognize where it is that I bit off more than I can chew. I did pull the reins back, and now I'm in this present moment, but I'm not going to be sad about it. I'm going to be optimistically, consciously aware of what I have control over in this present moment to take baby steps in aligning me with the vision that feels really good to me right now. So we're definitely getting a pat on the back. And we end the day off with the moon making a very positive aspect with the sun. And this is an overlap of old self with new self, emotions with life force, recognizing the focus, the attention, the energy needed in this present moment, pulling from our experience from the past, pulling from our intuition, the visions of the future. Now we can sit in this present moment and really get clear on what we have control of, what we can tackle here and now, and where it is that we can actually take an action and take one step closer to where it is that we want to be.